Hello and welcome live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwa, and today our focus will be on the North Central region. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making the rounds at the moment. News just in, Professor Nenwata Yowatade has emerged as the new national chairman of the APC, following his nomination and election by members of the NEC. It's understood that the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Hope Uzodinma, nominated him for the position, and the motion was seconded by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin. The motion was then put to a voice vote and passed. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is attending the 14th National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressives Congress in Abuja. The meeting is a major gathering of top party leaders to discuss key issues affecting the party and the nation. Vice President Kashim Shettima, APC state governors, ministers, and members of the National Working Committee are also present. Party chieftains and members of the APC Board of Trustees are part of the meeting. Today's NEC meeting is expected to address party unity, upcoming elections, and policy directions under the Renewed Hope agenda. It is also an opportunity for the party to align its strategies with the government's priorities. Now, the Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is holding its 81st meeting at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja. The meeting is chaired by the BOT Secretary, Senator Ahmed Markafi, as part of a series of gatherings leading up to the party's National Executive Committee meeting scheduled for later today. In his opening remarks, Senator Markafi advised BOT members to be careful with their statements in public. He stressed the need for party members to respect the official spokesperson and avoid making comments that could damage the PDP's image. Mr. Markafi also cautioned members against making divisive remarks about individuals who have left the party. He emphasized that such comments could hinder reconciliation efforts as the party still hopes to welcome defectors back in the future. Now, troops of the Nigerian military have foiled an attempted infiltration by Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists into Mungunu town and Bita community at the Lake Chad region. This came after scores of them, including a top commander, were neutralized in the midnight operations. The senior Quid commander, identified as Ibn Khalid, was killed along with the terrorist cameraman in the fierce gun battle that ensued in Bita community when troops of the Nigerian army engaged the terrorists while repelling the attack around 2:30 a.m. According to the theater commander, Northeast Joint Task Force Operation Hadin Kai, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, 17 other terrorists were killed in different locations within Zambisa, cutting across Madaga local government area in Adamawa and Kaga in Borno State. An unspecified number of the terrorists escaped with varying degrees of injuries as troops, while in hot pursuit of the terrorists as they retreated, reportedly observed traces of blood along the withdrawal routes. Items such as 2 AK-47 magazines, a 7.26mm special ammunition, 1 PKT belts, rocket-propelled grenade bomb, and a camcorder were recovered from the terrorists. Mungunu town is the headquarters of northern Borno and is on the fringes of the Lake Chad region. It serves as the headquarters of Sector 3 Operations Hadin Kai and the Multinational Joint Task Force. Although civil authorities have been restored to Mungunu, with residents going about their normal activities, communities within the Lake Chad Basin remain deserted as they are yet to be rebuilt. We start off in Niger State, where cholera outbreak has claimed 13 lives and left more than 236 people hospitalized across 6 local government areas in the state. The outbreak, which started in Shiroro local government on Sunday, has now spread to Boso, Mena, Magama, Bida, and Munya local government areas. The state government has launched an emergency health response to contain the spread. while the Commissioner for Primary Healthcare, Dr. Ibrahim Dangana, announced that treatment and isolation centers have been set up in each affected local government area. He also explained that sensitization campaigns are ongoing, targeting religious groups and communities through Christian and Islamic bodies, as well as the 8 emirates in the state. Now to education. The executive chairman of the Niger State Universal Basic Education Board, Mohammed Ibrahim, has reaffirmed the board's commitment to improving basic education delivery in the state through strategic stakeholder engagement and grassroots involvement. Speaking to Channels Television in an exclusive interview in Minna, Mr. Ibrahim revealed that over 300 education personnel have been trained under the board's ongoing transformation program. He emphasized that unless the reforms are cascaded to the local government level, the intended impact will not be fully realized. He noted that the Education Board is already witnessing positive outcomes from the ongoing training programs and expressed confidence in the sustainability of the initiatives.
The number of people we train is over 300. Now, those people that we train, we wanted them to, whatever it is that we're doing here, if we don't cascade it down to the local government level for them to understand why we're doing, it will not be something that will be, the transformation and then the implementation is at that level. At this level, we wanted people to appreciate what it is. And whatever it is, we understand that resource that is available to us is limited. Anybody that has a 10-year-old in his house and owns a smartphone, all you need to do is to test that, is to put yourself to test between you and that 10-year-old. What are those things that you can do with that smartphone? In most cases, those 10-year-olds will outwit us. What that means is that what they are learning, what they are seeing, who they are interacting with, we don't necessarily have full control over it. That is very dangerous.
Staying in the Power State, the Niger State Governor Mohamed Bago has assured the Lagos State government of supporting the 500 billion naira Produce for Lagos program. Governor Bago, who attended the program launch in Lagos, says about 500 hectares of land have been set aside to farm for Lagos. He adds that the initiative will go a long way in ensuring food security in the country.
This is history that has been made in Nigeria. And I'm sure the president will be watching us now and be proud of this generation of governors. We have traveled with the president across the globe in quest for investment in agriculture and livestock. So when I saw Produce for Lagos, I said, no, I'm farming for Lagos. So I have kept 100,000 hectares now for Lagos only. So I will farm only Lagos food. So if it's air you want, I will do for you. So whatever you want on that land, I will do for you. Niger State wants to key into this initiative to support Governor Sanwo-Olu in providing the needed food for Lagosians. I'm not even ambitious to export food again. This market is enough for me. The malu, the goats, all, I'll bring them here.
Still speaking national partnership, the Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo also applauds the Lagos State government for taking the bold step to launch an agriculture initiative that will address food logistics, sufficient farm produce, and provide capital for farmers. Governor Ododo says Kogi State has all it takes to ensure the success of the program because of its strategic location in the north.
Agriculture is the solution. And of course, we appreciate him because his programs and policies on food security is yielding results. Kogi State, as a gateway state, as we all know, we border 10 states, including FCT. And as such, this very program, I think my brother, you just invited some of my brothers to come and help me, to come and support me here. This project is for Kogi State, and I'll tell you, Kogi State borders 10 states, We have arable land that is good for every product or crops production. And of course, in terms of mineral deposit, we have over 32 mineral deposits in commercial quantity that has never been worked for us. But I see this as a mutual investment in people, productivity, and prosperity, thereby guaranteeing food security, drive down the prices of foods, and of course, generate job opportunity for the younger ones. When we work together, what we achieve is food security, market stability, and inclusive growth. I want to assure you that this very investment, 70% of it, Kogi State is ready to take it off and will thrive very wonderfully.
It's been 40 days since the deadly attack on Yolwata, a border community between Benue and Nasarawa states where over 200 people were killed. With humanitarian agencies already on ground, Governor Hyacinth Alia is calling for better coordination and accountability among aid organizations to ensure victims receive the right support.
It has been 40 days since the tragic attack on Yelwasa community in Benue State, near the border with Nasarawa State, where over 200 people were killed. While a few residents have stayed back in the community, most survivors, mainly women and children, have taken refuge at the International Market Camp in Makurdi. But aid agencies have been visiting the camp to provide support. The displaced persons urgently need food, essential supplies and psychological support. This has led to the launch of a coordinated action plan by Christian Aid in partnership with the Benue State government and other stakeholders.
The clarity of purpose.
The Director General of the Benue State Bureau for International Cooperation and Development, BICD, opened the meeting, highlighting the purpose of the intervention, while representatives of Christian Aid also outlined their areas of focus.
The inclusion of dignity key trauma counseling, protection pathways, and beneficiary feedback mechanisms in this project speaks to the matured understanding of humanitarian engagement. To the 1,500 households in Daudu, Abagana, and international market camps, please know that you are not forgotten. The state stands with you. His Excellency's administration is working every day to ensure that your needs are not just addressed as emergencies, but as priorities for long-term transformation.
When this one happened, we also applied to Start Fund. Start Fund is an international platform that is providing emergency response fund, and we got a funding to support 1,300. But when we look at our budget, there was more room to increase. We have increased the number. If I were still planning to increase more to cover those who are sick in the hospital.
The Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs called for collaboration among all partners to ensure effective support.
Today is not just about the launch of a project. It is about strengthening our shared commitment to respond better together. The score of needs in Benue State demands nothing less than a unified action. And that is why I must highlight the vital role of coordination, not as a bureaucratic exercise, but as a moral imperative. As a government, we are fully committed in ensuring that this and similar efforts are effective.
Representing Governor Hyacinth Alia, the Secretary to the State Government, SSG, Deborah Abba, reveals that the launch of this plan is a step towards mutual accountability and better coordination.
The humanitarian landscape in Benue is complex and layered. We face conflict-induced displacements, resource pressures, fragile community cohesion, and climate vulnerabilities. Yet, our response must never be fragmented or ad hoc. Today's launch must therefore serve as a catalyst for deeper policy dialogue, field-level synergy, and mutual accountability. I urge our partners to work through the government coordination platforms, share data, co-create solutions, respect local leadership, and plan not just for the now, but for the future we all want to build.
Since the attack on June 13th, both local and international agencies have continued to support Yelwata victims with the hope of helping them rebuild their lives and communities.
Welcome back. The Kwara State government is set to create a dedicated unit for knowledge on animal breeding in the state's Ministry of Livestock Development towards addressing challenges associated with climate change and livestock development in the state. Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak disclosed this at the end of a 5-day capacity building program on breed improvement and selection to confer resilience to climate-induced stresses in ruminants among selected 100 participants.
Gathered here are stakeholders in agriculture, practicing in livestock and crop farming, and drawn from across the 16 local government areas of Kwara State. They are beneficiaries of the state's Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, LPRES, organized in partnership with the Center for Dryland Agriculture, CDA. The LPRES program, under which they have just been trained, covered breed improvement and climate resilience for ruminants. It has so far impacted more than 1,700 professionals from both the government and private sectors.
Climate change has come. It has come to stay. We must develop a resilience method or strategy to adapt to the situation. So, and it does not only concern about food crop. It's not about environment, even the livestock. So this time around, the training we had is to see how we can be resilient to the climate and the stresses on the ruminant, I mean the animals we have in the country, so that we'll be able to develop a new strategy, new method, and even selection. If not done, it will affect the population of the animals we have in the country.
The lead consultant and trainer for the project, Dr. Abdulakim Ajayegbe, said the training is already making an impact, with participants applying new techniques to improve their livestock business.
It has achieved its purpose, but the real impact will become obvious in the next 2-3 years. When people talk about agricultural bringing job, creating job and all of those things, it has to be improved. It is not the subsistence agriculture that will create job. It is not this until we commercialize agriculture. And this is one of the things the Kwara State government is doing.
One of the participants, Rashidat Balogun, shares how the knowledge gained from the training will be transferred to other farmers in her community.
We learned about the objectives of breeding and genetics, which is to enhance productivity, genetic conservation, disease resistance, adaptation to climatic change, preservation of genetic diversity and economic benefit. And part of the economic benefit is profitability to farmers.
Experts here emphasize that agriculture must shift from subsistence to commercial levels if it is to create meaningful jobs and boost the economy.
400 mathematics teachers selected across the 13 local government areas of Nasarawa State have been trained on best practices in teaching the subject. The training was organized by the National Mathematics Center and sponsored by the lawmaker representing Kefi, Karu and Kokono constituency. Our correspondent Halima Gayam has this report.
Over a 2-day period, the mathematics teachers were trained on modern methods of delivering effective math lessons in secondary schools.
Some of you receive salary and you refuse to go to the class.
The initiative, themed Human Development of Teachers in Government Secondary Schools in Mathematics, is aimed at enhancing teaching standards and complementing the Nasarawa State government's effort in improving the education sector.
It's a training where they can go back and train others. They are the trainee trainers. That is what is happening here today. And I believe with the knowledge they've acquired here, I strongly believing that if they go back there, at least we'll have some changes when we call mathematics aspect in life. And I believe what they are taking back home or back to their school will help. It will go a long way to see that we have more robust teaching in mathematics in Nasarawa State.
For the benefit of the students and mankind to the glory of God.
Stakeholders at the event described the move as a timely intervention to address challenges in mathematics education.
With the description of this kit and the workshop, it will give an edge, not just to motivate only the teacher, with both the student, because it's Nasarawa State, like mathematics is going backward. But with this event and this training and retraining of teachers, I think more students and teachers will key into mathematics.
The training covered essential areas such as lesson planning, teaching strategies, and the use of specialized mathematics kits. Halima Agayam, Channels Television News.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has expressed concerns over the timely completion of the Court of Appeal Abuja Division. Speaking during an inspection tour of the project in Abuja, Mr. Wike expressed dissatisfaction with the slow pace of work. The project was flagged off for construction in July 2024, with a completion deadline of September 2025. The wife of the Niger State Governor Fatima Bago has launched a measles rubella vaccination campaign and distributed midwives' kit to frontline health workers. The event held in Minna marks a key effort to reduce childhood diseases and improve maternal health in the state. Mrs. Bago said the state is committed to fighting preventable diseases through mass vaccination and empowering health workers. She urged families, traditional leaders, and community members to work together in ensuring every child is protected against measles and rubella. Health officials at the event, including Dr. Isa Vatsa and Dr. Ibrahim Dangana, explained the dangers of measles and rubella, especially to pregnant women and children. They stressed the vaccine's safety and called on parents to ensure their children aged 9 months to 14 years are vaccinated. And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Ibiu. Enjoy the rest of your day.